What is the plan?
Well, I don't use guns, so I'm going to use homemade explosives that I made with my own two... Oh, no, this better not be some kind of joke.
MacGruber, the man's a fucking The man's a freaking genius. MacGruber!
I'll tell you this, regardless of anything else about this movie, if it brings back the mullet, I'm going to hunt down every print of this and destroy it.
Too late. I'm already growing one.
This movie ain't bringing nothing back except singing like this, MacGruber!
Well, that's not so bad. I can deal with that.
Oh, yeah, and they still do. Have you not heard the Double Days pizza commercial?
That's right.
That dude is left over from the 80s. He's still singing his ass off for that pizza. Double Days pizza! And he goes like, it's fresh, fast, and fun pizza!
Now look, we just sat here and just did all these commercials, and we already got people climbing up our ass about like, man, y'all sold out. MacGruber cartoons. I know you're just gonna praise that movie now. You have to. MacGruber people bought you. You're in the pocket of MacGruber's vest.
I honestly thought about toning down my review. just I don't want to go too crazy about how much I really fucking love this movie, but I have to admit, I fucking loved it, all right? Sorry.
Hey, can I say something?
No.
Well, I will anyway, goddammit. I just want to say that. No.
Sell out.
Yeah. First of all, you a sellout punk bitch. But second of all, thank you for being there. We get to keep our check because of a sellout bitch like you.
It all depended on me to sign on that fucking dotted line before we could do anything.
Thanks for taking one for the team, co-host. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, we know, damn it, we know. MacGruber's all over the site. We did a MacGruber trailer. We got MacGruber fucking wigs on and on the site.
We got
what are you
bullets
talking
attacking
about?
the site.
Nobody paid us.
Oh,
that's crazy talk.
That's our new look.
We just love it this much. From now on, we're not even Spill.com. We're MacGruber fans.
The MacGruber fan page.
Leon, I told you to give him his $5. You didn't get that check. No, man, we know that. We know it. We did get paid to put all that MacGruber shit on the page. But you know what? We still gonna be honest with you about how we love the movie, except for Cole.
Everybody but Goaz. Yeah. He's like, he's still running Windows 95. He probably just got a virus or something.
But yeah, man, I have to tell you, I never saw an episode of MacGruber. When I saw the trailer for this, I thought that was a new, fresh character they introduced, and I was just like, this looks like the dumbest piece of shit.
So you didn't even recognize it as being a parody of MacGyver?
I did, and that's why I thought it was bad.
Okay.
I was like, obviously they're like doing a parody of MacGyver, but how many years late is that? And then you told me, Leon was the one that told me, he's like, no, it's a skit on Saturday Night Live. I went and watched those skits, and I have to say, man, I was laughing so hard.
I'm with you. I didn't know until the day of the screening, during South by Southwest when we saw this, where I was sitting outside, and I was like, okay, this is a fucking stupid movie I don't want to watch. And some guy was like, well, those skits on SNL are really great. And I was like, what? It's a fucking SNL movie? Oh, fuck. Double fuck.
Yeah. So, that's usually the mark of death.
I was really like just pissed off I was standing in line for an SNL film, but I have to admit, it fucking blew me away.
Really?
I was singing MacGruber outside. I was MacGruber, the greatest movie of all time. I hope they give me a big fat check.
Did he get extra? Did he get paid more than we did?
He must have.
Wow.
There must have been some under the table shit there. Somebody must have come up and said, hey, these guys, you're better than them, okay?
Who's the studio that released this movie?
Universal.
Universal, the greatest movie studio of all time.
I wonder why there was a whole week when he was floating around with a celery stalk sticking out of his ass.
I was wondering about that. Yeah,
Celery stalk, they paid me too. Celery stalk sticking out of my ass with my big paycheck.
You didn't see the same movie we did, clearly. Because I tell you, when I saw, if I hadn't known like you did, if I hadn't known this was from a sketch, I would have thought this was like the 80s television movie, like Extreme movie. Like brought to you by the folks who did Extreme movie. Only, oh wait, it is brought to you by the folks who brought you Extreme movie.
Oh really?
It's the director co-wrote Extreme movie. So,
nice.
hey, there you go.
Well,
okay, well this was great, wasn't it, guys? Anyone want to recant over there, Robot?
Well, you know
got a
what?
check for me? No.
First of all, that extra 25 cents he got, I'm sure he could use that and make it stretch a long
25 cents. I love my 25
That's a fortune.
cents when I'm watching MacGruber.
He thinks that's a lot of money.
Well, he don't go nowhere. Of course, a lot of money.
And he's used to pesos.
I'll take those too. What do you got to sell? I'll take them. I'll take your pesos.
Yeah, he saw 25,000 pesos and thought, I'm rich. And meanwhile, you can buy a piece of gum with that.
25 tacos.
Buy you some chiclets away over here.
He's going to get like 20 bootlegs for that, dude. Seriously.
Rich puta!
Yeah. Get more grease out of those tacos than that goddamn gas station.
But man, so if you haven't heard of the skit on Saturday Night Live, it deals with an ex-operative named MacGruber, who it's a takeoff of MacGyver. MacGyver was a guy who didn't use guns or anything. He usually made stuff out of duct tape and Q-tips or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
like
Yeah.
Batman without money.
Yeah, gum and dingleberries.
So with this right here, it's kind of the same thing, except on Saturday Night Live, the skits, it goes through something. So whatever the theme of the week or whatever guest they have, they spend about 5 seconds or like 10 seconds or 30 seconds ribbing on that guest. And then at the end of the skit, they decide to like, I'm going to defuse the bomb, but it explodes.
Well, yeah, it's usually like the bombs, they've got 2 minutes. We've only got 2 minutes, MacGruber.
Yeah.
And he spends his time fucking off. And then at the end of it, they all blow up
Yeah, he's
right
like,
in the middle sentence.
oh yeah, sometimes he's like, they'll have one last thing to say and he'll point and say it and then it's too late, it explodes.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, you got to have Vicky come in. 10 seconds, MacGruber.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Vicky, hand me that duct tape right there.
Christian Wig.
Yeah, and he gets distracted, and then kablaya.
I have to say, one of the things I enjoyed about this movie too was Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig. I thought she had.
Oh, she was great.
She's everywhere. She's in every 5 movies that come out. She's in them.
I know. Shit. She's
every 5th movie.
She's that funny, cute chick, and she had some really funny lines in this movie, like the line where MacGruber's like, "What about your music career?" She's like, "It can wait." You know.
Yeah, what was the name of the curly-haired comic that was in everything like last year?
Carrot Top?
No, yes. He was in so many movies last year. No, the guy, he was, you know what I'm talking about? He had that Kung Fu movie, and he was in that one where Robert Downey Jr. was dressed in blackface, where he was the weapons expert guy. He was a comedian who was in everything. Danny McBride.
Yeah.
And this year, it looks like it's Kristen Wiig's year. It seems like every year there's some smaller comedian who gets launched up a big step upwards because they've got supporting roles in like 8 films, and this looks like her year.
Have you ever noticed that you don't see Kristen Wiig and Danny McBride in the same room together?
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, the biggest thing about that is like, okay, it's a skit that doesn't last over 2 minutes. How the fuck they gonna make a movie out of this? And that's the biggest compliment I can give this movie, is that they actually did really make a movie out of it.
They fucking did it. I mean, they really did. I mean, like I said, I know we normally complain about SNL skits, like they're perfect the way they are usually, if they're even good. And when they end up turning them into films, it's like the biggest disaster. And you just don't want to ever go watch those skits ever again.
You're seriously giving it points for that after they made a multi-billion-dollar trilogy out of a crappy ride at Disneyland that's been there since the 60s?
I mean, let's not give them too much credit as reinventing the wheel, because Austin Powers did it too.
Yes.
Well, no. Basically, this movie is basically Austin Powers, except being a British guy from the 60s. He's an American from the 80s.
Yeah, it's very similar, except I will say this.
And they even admit that themselves. The filmmakers call it that.
He's more of an unlikable prick than Austin Powers is, which is definitely one of the big problems with this film. I was like, can you give me something to root for with this guy?
The more incompetent and unlikable he was, the more I liked it. I mean, because that's true to MacGruber. But in the beginning, when they were trying to make him like he was some kind of badass, I wasn't digging it so much.
MacGruber, the one that made me laugh the most is when they had Charles Barkley on there, and they pretty much said MacGruber's a racist. I mean, they must have blown up about like 10 times where he was trying to like come to grips with himself and was like, I'm not a racist, but after all of that, he was like, yeah, I'm a racist. Come on! I hate niggas. Come on! But you know.
That is why he didn't vote for Obama.
But here, they did play it safe. They took the whole just routine action script where you have this guy who's a badass and he has an arch nemesis out there who wants to destroy the world. His arch enemy in the movie is played by Val Kilmer. What's his name? Van Kant?
Yeah.
Dieter Van Kant, which is a joke, another child's joke.
They're trying to make a joke on Kant.
Yeah. And
lame.
First of all, Val Kilmer's head looks like a beanbag with a ponytail.
That motherfucker like a Vienna sausage that's just about to explode. It's been in the microwave way too long.
Brother, they both stepped into a teleportation chamber, but it was like the one Jeff Goldblum used, so they just fused together into one.
Let me tell you something. If they came out with a Mr. Potato Head Val Kilmer edition, then he would be that because his head, I'm telling you, put the two together. Not Mr. Potato Head, but put Val Kilmer's head next against a real potato, and it looks like that. You could actually make a fucking toy with his face.
He's got that greasy blonde ponytail. That just makes it all the worse.
No, when they was making Island of Dr. Moreau, I think Marlon Brando knew he was dying, and he had him injected with some of his DNA. And so he's become a Brando Kilmer hybrid.
He's hoping to play him in the sequel. You'll
be the new potato head.
and Val Kilmer's always best when he does comedy, which, he makes for a decent villain, but he's not in it that much. And he was like sort of there and kind of half phoning it in. And I felt like, man, if he stepped up, this could have been an even better movie.
I'm going to turn Washington, D.C. into a pile of ash.
Have you ever been to D.C.?
No, sir, I haven't.
I was talking to the missile.
It's not only... Well, I guess I was going to say it's not only Austin Powers, but it's also James Bond. But
come on,
you see how this keeps coming back to my point?
But you keep talking about Austin Powers. It didn't feel as cartoony, and it seemed like they weren't trying as hard with the jokes like they do with Austin Powers.
Seriously, what movie did you see?
I know.
I'm sorry, but I didn't feel like, okay, I really feel like this is turning into a Looney Tunes cartoon, especially with that last Austin Powers movie. This seems like they toned it down just right to where it wasn't annoying. Like the chemistry, I thought, is what made this movie work. Really,
I didn't think it was toned down at all.
No, really?
In fact, if anything, it's the other way entirely.
Really?
Except the one thing I did like about it was that it's more adult, and I was like, okay, it's
that's what I'm talking about.
It's really kind of funny the way that they know who their audience is. They're like, okay, this is like the Austin Powers thing, but this is definitely for the grown-ups, and that works to its favor in quite a few points.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that the beginning of this movie is probably better than the second half because, like any movie like this, they start to run out of ideas. I mean, it's a setup, it's an origin story, whatever that makes this work. And then once they go along, it's like, all right, now that we got to the climax, we're just gonna do a routine climax and kind of, we ran out of jokes. We don't know what to do, but just kind of blow up shit. And I don't mind that so much. I know you guys are like sitting up here. You got your pitchforks and torches out for co-host over here.
Not really.
No, I mean, I didn't hate this
I just simply disagree with it. I mean,
I thought you guys were barbecuing again.
No, I mean, you can't say it was subtle. I needed an ice pack for all the bruises I got from that movie hit me over the head with 80s cliches.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like this movie to me is the very definition of uneven. Because it would have some jokes that were just toilet humor that were bad, the kind of jokes that I hate. And then it would turn around 10 minutes later, have something I laughed at real hard.
But that was the definition of this movie. It's like there was stuff that was so not funny. It was like, God, I feel like leaving the theater not funny. And then I wouldn't even say 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, there was a joke that was that funny. That was like, oh God, that was hysterical. So in a 2-hour movie, how many laughs is that? Not many.
I feel more positive than negative, but a lot of my feeling positive was because I expected it to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say a piece of shit, but I thought it was exactly just as mediocre as I thought it was going to be. There's really not that much going on here that's all that exciting. I mean, certainly the people involved are thrilled to be in the movie. You can tell they're having a good time and they're really excited to be there, but a lot of the supporting cast, not really quite so much. Ryan Felipe is just, I'm surprised he's not bleached, just red the entire time because he's got to be mortified to be in this.
No way. I thought he was
opposite. As a matter of fact, he was probably my favorite character in the whole movie.
Really?
I was about to say, I thought him and the guy playing MacGruber, I thought they had great chemistry throughout the entire movie.
And I've heard him interviewed. He loved it.
Maybe he did, but watching it, I just thought it was embarrassing for me to watch him.
No, Ryan Phillippe plays Lieutenant, I think Piper Dixon or Dixon Piper in the movie. He's pretty uptight.
Something with a dick joke.
Dixon there, yeah. Lieutenant Dixon Piper. He comes in and he's MacGruber's Piper. He's MacGruber's partner, I guess, or / underling or whatever he wants to be. Anyway, he comes in and MacGruber's treating him like shit. But Ryan Phillippe, let me tell you something about Ryan Phillippe. Ryan Phillippe was considered to be I was going to say Iron Man. Well, I'm all fucked up tonight. Ryan Phillippe is going to be Captain America.
No, he auditioned.
No, actually, they wanted him to be Captain America. And he said, you know what? I'm going to pass this up to put a celery stick up my ass and be in MacGruber. That's how much he wanted to be in this movie.
He must have got the same check I did.
No, in Captain America, do I get to stick a vegetable up my ass? No, then I'm going strictly for MacGruber.
Well, I will bid you a fondue.
I don't mean to
turn around, stick his ass up. Good day, sir.
But I'm like, hey, how many movies are you going to get to see with Ryan Phillippe walking around with a fucking celery stick up his ass?
I don't mean to cast
That's comic gold.
Now, this is where I got to draw the line. I do not want to see anything up Ryan Phillippe's ass. Now, I don't know how much they paid you to watch that shit. No, man, this movie, I'm not expecting everything that's lowbrow to be clever. And that's the problem with this movie, I think, is like, it's a lot of just childish, lowbrow, toilet humor. And some of it is funny, but not all of it is clever. But I don't expect that for a movie all the time. The things that worked, I think worked. And for some people where they're just trying to be goofy, for some people, like co-host over here, that will be okay. Because
goddamn straight.
Nobody's asking for anything serious. For some other people who are looking for a little something, as I say, smarter, no. You're not going to get that. But then again, goofy humor, there's no problem with that.
No, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I think people who already know they totally love these type of movies are probably really going to like this. And it is a better than average example of it. I just don't particularly enjoy these type of movies anymore, I think is part of it. And I'm willing to admit that. I don't feel like they tried really hard when they were making this either. I think a lot of what worked was probably more improv stuff. Like the stuff that felt pre-planned wasn't that funny to me. A lot of the real funny stuff was stuff that felt like it was just off the cuff. So I don't know. I mean, what does that say about the movie itself and the people who wrote it and made it? That this was, a half-assed effort because they figured, well, fuck, everybody knows about MacGruber.
Well, not me.
Well, you know what? That style of filmmaking you're talking about, that seems to be the norm more than not these days. Is that they write something of a film and then it's a lot of improv and they just film it all and then it's all in the editing and what they put in and don't put in.
But there are lots of set pieces here that clearly could not have been improv because they involve big props and everything.
Sure.
And those parts are the least funny parts of the film.
You're absolutely right. Because the things about the movie that made me laugh, that I still even think about now, are things that I know that just kind of came up. They couldn't have been in the script. But they were real funny.
And that is a thing that works for a movie like this and works against it. And the director of this is somebody who works with Saturday Night Live because he's 1/3 of Lonely Island, Andy Samberg's musical troupe.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Not musical. Well, sort of musical.
Jorma Taccone.
Yeah. He played Chaka in the Land of the Lost movie.
That's the guy that played Chaka?
That's the guy that played Chaka.
He does.
Well, he's better at being a director than he is playing Chaka.
They're playing a monkey man.
Well, hey, whoever this guy is, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but hey, I applaud them because I like toilet humor. I mean,
it's a tour de farce.
There's a reason.
His cousin was a toilet.
There's a reason why a good part of my humor relies on toilet humor because it's easy and funny. But hey, these guys made it fun and interesting, and honestly, they actually had a decent story that I was into.
Co-host, you know what
the
thing is? I can see where you're going because this is better than the average Saturday Night Live film.
I was trying to think of the last Saturday Night film I actually enjoyed, and
on the commercials they say the best Saturday Night Live film since Wayne's World, and I was
the prettiest.
Like, wait a minute, that's bullshit.
That's like that. That's called being damned with faint praise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a backhanded compliment if I heard
the prettiest girl works at the Kmart in Kansas. It's like okay.
Because honestly, to me, the greatest Saturday Night Live film will always be the Blues Brothers, but that's
you're the smartest person on this short bus here. But man, no, I was thinking about it, but that's the other thing is like that's not very hard to do when you think about it. I think this director and a lot of people who direct these kind of movies, that's what they do. They direct them like they are skits, and what you get with that is a lot of jokes that fail and some jokes that work because maybe they are improvising and they just take what they can. With this, I think they got lucky and like scored with more jokes on average than some movie that would be directed like this type, a movie based on a skit.
Well, let me also tell you that just with this character MacGruber, as far as taking a character that basically his job is to defuse bombs and doesn't do it very well at all, they managed to flesh him out into a pretty interesting character in this film, which, I wanted to know more about him. I loved hanging out with him the whole time. I loved how he always,
really?
Yeah, I did.
You know why you probably like that? Because Will Forte plays his character. Like I say, if you watch any of the skits, you begin to learn MacGruber's an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's probably why.
And I like him.
Yeah, that's probably why you like him because at no point do they ever make him redeem himself. I see what both of you are saying. I don't think that it's hard to enjoy this movie if you go in with the mindset of like, this is going to be a childish film. But I'm probably leaning towards you guys because more jokes, I won't even say didn't work. More jokes just kind of felt flat or just bland or just a chuckle than the ones that made me laugh. Doesn't make it for a bad movie. I actually had a good time watching this, but I have to call it where they missed the mark and they improvise so much or they try to do like offensive humor so much that it's like sometimes it came off as trying too hard.
Yeah. So what'd you rate it?
What would I rate it? I would give this a matinee.
Wow.
No, I'm just fucking with you. No,
I was like ready to tear you to pieces.
I know. I saw that look on his face.
Why are you worried about this guy over here? Really?
No,
Come on.
look at you.
Why are you worried about him?
Look, between both, your eyes are flaring up right now. You about to shoot me with a laser ray. He's over here with a fucking shank in his hand. I can't lose, man.
I told you it's a celery stick.
I'm sorry.
I painted it to look like a shank.
But it's brown on the end. Which is scarier than a shank.
No, it's only after he uses it. No,
Don't worry, man. You lose more calories by putting this up your ass than you do by putting nothing up there at all. So
you're a quart low of shit. No, I actually give this a fun, enthusiastic rental.
Okay. Fair enough. That's pretty much where I am. I think that, I'm really grateful that they didn't just try and do the one joke that the show is, on Saturday Night Live over and over again through the whole movie, because that's what I was expecting. Sure. Like, worst case scenario, it would be one time after another. Oh, we're almost out of time, MacGruber. A trick they don't even pull till the very end of the movie. I was like, okay, that made me happy to see. But overall, I thought it was pretty disappointing. Better than most Saturday Night Live movies. That's not saying much, but still, it's a rental and one you probably wouldn't be disappointed with.
I fly in right in the middle of you guys, which there ain't even that much room for.
Between a rental and a rental?
Wow, you got to the point now where you got to be so contrary that you got to split the same ratings pretty much.
Hey, Leon, are you like red boxing it or something? What are you doing?
I was going to say, I'm just going to stream this bitch.
But honestly, it's a movie where I'd say, it's got a 45% hit rate where, during that 45%, I was either chuckling or laughing. And there's another 55% where I was just kind of going like, or ouch, that sucked. To me, the first 15 minutes of the movie, I didn't like it at all. I was like, man, this is going to be painful. But then it picked up, and I have a lot of respect for that. And it picked up, and I, enjoyed the rest of it. It's the kind of movie that's perfect for people to rent. People who like to rent comedies, you would rent this one and probably watch it several times and have your friends over. Pay for it in a movie theater, probably not so much. Yeah, so I give it a high rental.
Sponsored by Normal for home use.
It's funny because Leon is like, your rental is peanut butter. His rental is chocolate. I get this Reese's peanut butter cup. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I mean, somebody better have a Reese's peanut butter cup.
You gave it like a really enthusiastic rental. He gave it a meh rental. So I'm like it's a high rental, but I'm not as jovial about it as you. Because you almost gave it a matinee. You just barely caught yourself.
He just can't agree. He's like, I'm going to stand on my own. People will look back on this review and they'll say, I always go with Leon and I agree with his particular rental. And
Corey, what is it? Is it peer pressure? Why do you give two fucks about these clowns over here?
I'm giving it what I want to give it. Seriously. That's
peer pressure.
Well, you're all idiots. I'm giving it better than sex with a touch of brown sugar? Yeah. No, I'm giving it a full price.
Seriously?
I'm going to give it, only because, like I said, when I walked in that theater, I was really wanting to hate it. I was looking at every frame, trying to find something to really hate about this film. And as soon as it started up, as soon as they got into the character of MacGruber and introducing Ryan Phillippe and the rest of the cast, I was all aboard. I was really into it. I was laughing my ass off at all the dumb fart jokes that you guys had. I laughed at a good majority of everything. I was hurting laughing. And I'm sorry, but I gotta be honest, I'm giving it a full price because I enjoyed it.
You do know that Universal is not gonna write you another check.
I enjoyed it that much, Universal.
Corey, you know what I do when this happens? You gotta delete all your cookies and then you gotta reboot. Okay? Sometimes twice.
Hey, look, I got a plate full of celery with my own special brand of peanut butter on it, just waiting for you, alright? Okay? So get over here and start eating, Cyrus, you son of a bitch.
Please. Just let it go. This will justify everything that Universal wants from us.
That's true.
Hey, screw them. Hey, look.
You speak
all right.
for us all.
Thanks for jumping on the grenade there.
Those motherfuckers made Van Helsing, all right? And I'm still pissed off about that. That was supposed to be the greatest summer tentpole movie of all times, and they fucked it up. So, but no.
How could that have gone wrong?
I'm not lying to you. I had a really great time watching this movie.
That's good. No,
I did.
I'm
happy for you.
Yeah. I had a beer when I was watching it too.
Were you a big fan of the original MacGyver?
You know what? Shockingly, no. Not that I never really watched it.
It was a lame show.
I never watched it.
It was a show that had a premise that made you go, ooh.
Yeah.
And then when you actually watch it, you're like, damn, is anything going to happen?
MacGyver goes into that category of mystery shows. What I mean by mystery is like, how has this show been on for so many seasons? And who is watching this shit?
Right. Yes.
It goes right along with Walker, Texas
I was
Ranger.
about to say.
Matlock.
Yeah. And if you go back in time and watch the 18, that's included.
Well, the thing is that it's been parodied so much. I felt like I watched every episode just by watching the parodies about all the different shows that were
You
making.
pretty much
pretty
did.
much, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just
You didn't
feel
miss
the
a
need to
lot.
No, I don't feel like I missed anything.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what do you think of my mullet?
Did they pay you to wear that? How much, co-host? How much?
I'm not telling.
Couldn't have been enough.
Don't worry, we got your back.
We're only 7 blocks away, so if anything goes down...
7 blocks?
Okay, you got me. About 20 blocks.
Wasn't anything closer?
Nope.
There were tons of spots closer.
Yeah, with meters.